Lesson number 4 is on transforming objects. You will need to open your textbooks to page 98 to be able to follow along. I'm going to open up the file that's called L4Comp. That means everything that's going to be in here. This will just give you an overview of what we're going to be creating. You'll see that there is a letterhead. Letterhead is business stationery, a matching envelope, and a business card. So that's where we're going to start. And now I'm going to open the one that says L for Start. And this one is going to end up being our letterhead. So the first thing you'll need to do is to save it under File, Save As, and save it as Letterhead into your own home directory. Under Edit, the menu word Edit, go down to Preferences and General. Be sure that there is a check mark by Scale, Strokes, and Effects. And then click OK. Your Smart Guides should be turned on already, but if they're not, be sure they are by going to View and Smart Guides. The Smart Guides are these blue lines. They are non-reproducing lines, and they just help to line up things so they can be used as a straight edge to line items up. So we're going to start by working with this circle, and if you're looking in the book on page 99, we're going to drag this down and resize it. I'm holding my Shift key so that it will drag down as a perfect circle, and lock it to that guide. So it's a little bit bigger. And then we're going to take it from the bottom, clicking on the bottom anchor, hold the Alt key down and drag up, and that will resize both sides at a time. So it's going to end up more oblong. Open up your Layers panel. You might want to drag it out here. Whoops, that's the wrong one. I must have shut it down. Here we go. So open up your Layers panel. You'll see that there's quite a few layers in here already. We will be learning about layers in later lessons. But what you want to do right now is turn on the text guides. By turning on, I mean put the eye so that you'll see the eye. When it's turned off, it just erases them or hides them for you. Then with the selection tool, we're going to go up here and take the lettering. So it says Stick Surfboards. Drag it down, and we're going to line it up so that the K is sort of in the top of the circle, next to the text guide, that blue text guide. See how close I got it. Maybe not quite. Oops. I'll move that over just a little bit so it lines up with the text guide. It says try to center it horizontally. Then open up the Transform panel under Window, Transform. And what we want to do is to click back on those letters. We want this to be locked over here. We're going to, if it's clicked on the center in here, click on the edge. That shows which edge we're going to be working with to line it up. Erase one of these and type in 57 and put in PT because it is in inches and we want it in points. And what that does is to reduce the whole thing. Let's see if I can get that one to do a little bit smaller. That's better. Then it's lined up, so we can turn the text guides off. I'm going to enlarge mine so that I can kind of see what's going on here a little bit better. Okay, so I've got my text, and now I'm going to get this surfboard up here, now that I enlarge it so I can't see it. So I'm going to bring the surfboard down and sort of lay it right on top of what I've got right now. Whoops, let me undo that. Go back out a little bit so that I can be sure I get the whole thing. So I'm going to drag it back down. I still missed a part. There we go. So with this one still selected, we're going to go to the scale tool, which is over here in the toolbar. If I double click on the scale tool, I get the box. We want it scaled at 30. We can look at a preview to see what it's going to do to it before. I'm going to cancel that because I didn't have it all selected. Let's see if I've got it all, and I'm going to group it together. Now let's see if I can do the scale tool. I'm going to do that one more time because I did it twice. Okay, and move that down a little bit so it kind of fits inside. Underneath your rotate tool is the reflect tool. So we want to get the reflect tool. I'm going to get this a little bit bigger again. With the reflect tool, we are going to hold the Alt key down and click on the right side of the surfboard, not on one of the anchor points. So that gives us this panel. The angle is 95%, and we want to do a copy, which gives us the 2. It looks like mine, somehow I've gotten in that view. Let me select these 2 and move them over. So they're not on top of the letters. Go back to the rotate tool. While this side one is selected, double click on it to get our menu up here. We're going to do -10. I'm going to undo that so I can select just the one on the right. There we go. So we've got them a little bit at an angle. And then we want to do still the rotate tool. And this time we're going to click on the bottom of this other surfboard. We want to rotate this one just a little bit. Whoa. It's not the right one. I want this one. So just tilt it a little bit. Okay, now we're going to back out a little bit so we can see what we've done. We need to select these and put them together in a group. So object and group, and then back out even further so we can see the whole page. Under our layers over here, oh, and I'm still in isolation mode. Okay. I'm going to turn on the address, which was hidden up here at the top. Take my logo and move it up. Looks like the logo kind of goes level with it and over to this outside guide. And you have finished your letterhead. Again, this is what business stationery looks like. You could, if you wanted to, whoops, let me turn that back on, turn off all the guides if you wanted to see what it looks like totally finished. Save this, and you can either show it to me or you can put it in your Dropbox.